what do you think about the 6'6"s when we give them to you that women have for men? He's got to have 6-figure salary, at least 6 feet tall, needs to have at least 600 horsepower in his car, needs to have a 6-pack abdomen, and at least 6 months in his last relationship, and at least 6 inches, 6-inch D.
I just got the $100,000. Everything else, I got none of it. I'm like 4 inches hard.
This is my very first interview for the podcast. We got my boy Luis Barraza in the house. Did I say that right?
Yes, Barraza.
Barraza.
Yes, sir.
And I didn't even really prepare for it. So we're going to see how this goes.
We'll see how it goes.
We're going to wing it.
Yeah.
So cool, man. So tell the audience a little bit about you.
So I'm originally from Porterville, California. If anybody knows where that's at, it's about an hour south of Fresno, middle of fucking nowhere. Moved up to Sacramento. Did the college thing, joined the military, found internet business, made a lot of money, moved to Vegas, and here I am.
Made a lot of money. What's funny? What's funny? We're gonna whatever. I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you what the podcast is fucking. Did I tell you what it's about?
No.
Okay, so my podcast is just basically helping dudes who are like they're mid and they want to get to like 6 figures plus.
Okay.
They shitty ass relationships, making mistakes, and so that we're gonna talk about that too. I kind of want to talk about your wife and stuff.
Okay.
Because you're married.
Yeah.
Don't tell me now, but I want to see how's it going.
Yeah.
What are the mistakes? What are some things dudes to look out for? And power, bro. Like power as a man.
Yeah.
This is from a masculine red pill type shit. No beta shit. No
Bullshit,
offense if y'all are.
Yeah.
If you are, cool. We'll talk about it.
I'm not no bitch.
I ain't no punk bitch. So cool, man.
Okay.
What did you say? You said you gave a little intro, and you said something about money. Okay, so money. What? So I think I remember you saying something like, "Hey, dude, I finally made my first. I'm finally a millionaire."
Yeah.
Or something like that. That was you, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you said that. And I always was like, I wanted to talk to you about that because you're young. When you said that, because you just told me you're 28 years old, right?
28.
Yeah, you're 28 years old, right? And so, how the hell did you make $1 million?
I didn't make $1 million. Net worth, I hit millionaire. Yeah, but But I mean, I was making a lot of money in e-com. So while I was in the military, I pretty much let me rewind a bit. I joined the military. I got denied OCS. I was trying to be a fighter pilot. Got denied. So I decided to enlist in the Army and eventually try to go warrant officer. That was my goal, right? To go fly helicopters. But about 2 weeks into the Army, I figured out I hated being told what to do, how to be, how to act, not being my own person. I had to pretty much, if you're in the uniform, you're a soldier, that's it. Like, you're not allowed to like have a personality damn near. So I started Googling how to make money online. What I found was drop shipping. That like one of the first few things that came up. And I remembered when I used to be in car sales back in Sacramento, I sold the BMW to a guy that was a drop shipper. Because I remember asking him, I was like, yo, like, what do you do for a living? Like, you're fucking young buying I remember it was a white 4 Series convertible, red interior. But I remember because I sold it to him and he told me he was an e-com. And what he had said is like, oh yeah, I sell Home Depot tools online. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was so confused. So this is 2 years later that I find go drop shipping online, and I remember, hey, oh yeah, that guy that I sold the car to, I still have his contact. I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, like, I want to learn how to do this e-com stuff because I'm in the military now. I know he was a reservist in the Air Force. I was like, you're in the military too. Like, if you could help me out, he's like, dude, I'm actually having a coaching class this month. And long story short is I paid him $500 for the month of coaching, and he taught me e-com. And the very second month of a month of coaching, and the second month, I made $8,000 net in my pocket when the military was paying me $3,000.
While you were in?
While I was in. From my laptop after work. And I was like, holy fuck, this works. And so then I was like, as soon as I saw it worked, I like doubled down on it. Like Lexi was running her TC business still, and she started processing orders. Like I essentially trained her to like process orders on
Lexi's your wife.
Yeah, Lexi's my wife. So like I was like freaking at work processing orders on my phone, and then I was like, I can't do this. So that next morning, I remember I went home. I trained Lexi on how to like process the orders, and I was just mostly listing items, selling shit, and Lexi was TCing it. Lexi was literally TCing the ecom game. I just put that together right now. But she was literally handling the transaction, like making sure everything was done after I sold the shit. And yeah, dude, that's once I had that first like $8,000 month, very second month in ecom, I was like, holy fuck, this shit works. I doubled down on it. I started like ditching work as much as I could. I would bring my laptop.
Military work?
Military work.
How do you ditch?
I was
just ditch?
I was in a fucking shitty ass unit, bro. They didn't give a fuck. We just cleaned the fucking yard most of the time. I hated the military. It was like adult daycare. Like for me, like I would go to work, bro, and they would literally just say, "Oh, go sweep the line." And I would like, yeah, I'll go sweep the line. And I'll fucking go, sneak around the back, sit in my car, my laptop's there. I even got a T-Mobile hotspot because I was like, okay, I need to be able to work. So I started fucking ditching work in the military, sitting in my car. I bought a steering wheel desk. You know, like the desk that clip on your steering wheel?
Yeah, like the cops use it.
Yeah, I started working straight up. I was working 5 to 6 hours on the ecom stuff at work. And then
that would never fly the Marine Corps.
Yeah, no, dude.
Zero chance. Dude, they're up your ass.
No, the Army was... Okay, the Army... I would say it was my unit. My unit was a joke. Like, it was a fucking joke. But yeah, dude, that's how I started making money online. And then, like, 10K went to 8 to 10K, and then 10K to 15K, 15 to 20K. I started making, like, 15, 20K a month drop shipping on the internet. And then we started getting into automation. And then I started selling stores with... So that kid that taught me... The guy I sold the BMW to, he ended up becoming my business partner.
So it runs back for the guys, they want to make money. Yeah. They're hearing all these terms. What is drop shipping?
So drop shipping is essentially, it's not even a business model. It's really considered a fulfillment model because you're not really starting a business, right? You're just fulfilling an order. So with drop shipping is you're selling other people's products. That's it. So like if Home Depot is selling a screwdriver for $10, I go list that same screwdriver on Facebook for $20. And I sell it on Facebook for $20, and I ship it directly from Home Depot to the Facebook client, and I take the $10 spread. That easy, yeah. Obviously, you have fees and stuff, but like that's just to simplify it. So I was doing that. I remember at one point I was selling like hundreds of tin signs. You know, like the Coors Light tin 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 signs.
Like you hang up like on a bar or something?
Yeah. I was selling like every liquor brand you could think of signs.
That's what's hot?
Yeah, that was hot, dude. They were $11 on Amazon. I was selling for 20 or 25 or $11 on Amazon, $25 on Facebook.
Hell no.
And I was making $11 a rip. That's 100% ROI on my spend.
Yeah.
And I was fucking ripping these things. And Lexi was just ordering shit. Fucking, we had 3 Amazon accounts, and we just order stuff from Amazon, ship it to the Facebook people. And yeah, dude, it was good. And then I got into Facebook automation by myself with one other business partner. We started cranking those stores. They were doing great. And then we got into Walmart and Amazon automation. At that peak, our company, which is funny, I wasn't even a real partner. I was not an equity partner in the 1 hour work week. I was just like a rev share partner.
Yeah.
That company at peak, we were doing $3 to $5 million a month in revenue.
That's in like gross sales.
Gross sales.
And then the profit, what's your profit margin?
10 to 15%.
10 to 15%.
10 to 15%, but then of that 10 to 15%, 20 to 30% is to the company. And then it's our overhead. So there was a lot of money going in and out. So like whatever the math is, it was like a few $100,000. We still had like $100,000 in overhead. So it's like, but the company was making anywhere between 100 to like 200 grand a month in net profit. And obviously a lot of it would go back into employees and shit like that. But it was good. It was good. And that lasted about 8 months. And then this is the
that
fucking
was short.
Yeah, it was short. But because this is what I realized. Not I realized. It happened right around the peak of the market, same real estate thing. Amazon changed the rules. Amazon decided, oh yeah, there's too many drop shippers. Let me fucking crack down the whip. Boom. We fucking all of it went to zero in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All of it. We got sued because some clients had just onboarded, and we're like, dude, we don't have any of your money. Like, it's all been reinvested. And it's true. The money was all out of the accounts. It was like either reinvested or it's already been distributed to the partners. And we're like, we're not trying to, if we refund one person, we have to refund everybody. We just couldn't do it. Like, we refunded, and I will say we refunded people who had only been on with us like less than a month. Because we're like, okay, it's not your fault. Like, we're not going to keep your money. But if you were with us at least a few months and you were making sales, it was part of the risk of doing the business. Like, it's in the contract. Like, we can't refund everybody or we'd be out of fucking millions of dollars. So then after that, I was like, okay, what do I do? So I thought I was being smart and I wanted to stay in the e-com space. So that's when I got the warehouse. So did you ever come by my warehouse?
Yeah, the one by the Raider Stadium before it was Raiders.
Yeah, so I got the warehouse and I thought it was cool and it was making a little bit of money, but realistically, like after doing the math, my overhead was like 15 to 20K just to break even, I had to sell 20K in product. And I'm like, dude, drop shipping was great. If I sold 20K, I made whatever the margins were. With this FBA model, I had so much more overhead. I had 2 full-time employees. I had the 2 warehouse rents. Like, I had insurance. I had a forklift. I had all this fucking shit. And I was like, dude, I did it for like 9 months. And then I was like, all right, you know what? I think there's talent in knowing when to throw in the towel. And at the same time, coincidentally, this media thing kind of was born. So I was like, okay, let me throw in the towel. And then I think I learned a lot this last year. But this last year was like, I burned more money. For sure, I'm going to lose money this year. I'm not going to make $1. I'm going to lose money this year. Like, I was burning 20 to 30K a month trying to get that other business to work. It didn't work. And I just figured a lot of my mentors and friends that are very successful told me, they're like, hey, look, there's talent in knowing when to quit. Like, first of all, like, pat yourself on the back for being able to burn 20 to 30K a month and survive. Like, you're fine. He's like, just throw in the towel. And like, what's the next thing? And I was like, okay. And then I was going to start flipping. And then the media thing kind of happened, not by accident, but like, yeah, that was the next thing.
I mean, look at how ambitious you are. First, breaking it down, you joined the military.
Yeah.
That ain't an easy job. And then, like, on top of being in the military, you started a business, a side hustle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who does that? Like, that's crazy. And okay, so that's the first kind of lesson is like, you guys out there making 40K a month, or I'm sorry, 40 grand a year, working 40 hours a week, get another job. That's one of the things you can do. Start a side hustle like what he was doing. Now, does drop shipping still work?
Drop shipping still works, but not at the scale that it used to. It's a lot more regulated. It's like you have to be. It's kind of like fucking flipping in a good market, right? Like drop shipping was just easy. Like I wasn't a good drop shipper. I was, and I now own that. Like I was never good at e-com. I was just in the right place at the right time. And I don't think I was. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I was good at e-com. I think it just like right place, right time, just like a lot of these flippers. And as soon as that place wasn't the right time anymore, I dipped. And I'm like, all right, well that was fun, but I knew that it was temporary. Like I always knew. From my first sale, I was like, okay, this is all quick money because I'm selling screwdrivers and toothpaste. Like I don't have a real product. I'm not designing like a blend jet or whatever product, I'm not inventing anything. Like this is just all other people's shit that I'm selling.
Right.
So I always knew it was temporary. And I think that's where people failed. They always thought they could just keep going forever selling random bullshit.
So how do you know when to switch? Like that book, Move the Cheese. Seemed like you moved.
Yeah, I moved. I pivoted quite a few times. Right? Yeah. It was that. I mean, I also think I have 2 kids. Or I had 1 kid at the time, and I was like low-key stressed. I mean, luckily, again, I had the rentals. I had my VA disability once I was out. And so I was like, my expenses were covered, but I was burning through like my hoarded cash that I had. And I was like, fuck, like let me figure out this next game. And dude, being around all these high-level like friends and successful people, it made me kind of fucking insecure. You're like, all your friends you're fucking crushing, and you're like burning just cash trying to get your business to work.
So are you still net millionaire, or has it come down?
I think that's like right around there. I haven't checked, to be honest. My head's been down in grind mode. I have not looked at anything because I'm like, but I mean, I think if I am, it's because of crypto, because I've been holding on to crypto and it's just been like appreciating like
you got Bitcoin?
I got Bitcoin. I got like 4 or 5 Bitcoin, and right now it's like at 40 something grand.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, so it was a, how would I explain? It was a learning year for sure. Like I would say I learned more this year than I have any year in business, and it's my worst year. I would say this year will be this year will be my worst year in business, but I feel like I've taken the most lessons from this year.
That's deep. Me too, man. Like I wouldn't say this is my worst year, but obviously, one thing I kind of noticed was I'm in real estate and flipping and wholesaling and all that stuff. When the market's not good, I'm exposed. I'm not in other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have rentals. I got an Airbnb, but that dips. It's still real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if I had like rentals and stuff, it could stabilize me, but it let me know like, oh shit, man. What if this lasted for 5-10 years? I'll be in some serious trouble.
Yeah.
Like this year we still did good.
Yeah.
Like granted what happened, but I'm not taking home nearly as much as I was.
Yeah.
The last 10 years or 7 years I've been in this thing.
That's what I'm saying though. Like a lot of people that have a year like that, they're victims to what, lifestyle inflation. They think they're gonna make more and more each year, and then they up their lifestyle, and then they get fucked when they have a bad year because now they're behind on their mortgage because they bought a house they could barely afford. Everybody thinks they can make money forever, and I think when you start playing offense and defense at the same time,
yes,
like I don't know, and I will say though, maybe that's not the way to become a billionaire. But like, I don't need to get to there. I'm cool with like being able to take care of my family and whatever. Because I think to get to that level, you do need to take high risks. Like Elon Musk almost went bankrupt with fucking SpaceX. Like if I ever got to that level, I wouldn't be taking that risk. I just wouldn't. Like I just know that I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, Elon's like
he doesn't give a fuck.
He all in. Here's all my.
That's what I'm saying. So I think there's pros and cons to playing defense and offense at the same time. But I think since I've had my first kid, I've played a little bit more defense. And I will say, I think if I had no Lexi, no wife, and no kid, I'd be fucking all offense right now. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm like, worst case scenario, I'll live in my fucking car. I don't give a fuck.
I'm the same way. Like, whatever.
I give zero fucks, dude. I swear to God, I would fucking buy a van, sell everything, live in it, and start over. But it's not like that when you got a kid and a wife. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we'll live in a damn, like a car.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Man, that was a question in there that I wanted to ask you, but I can't remember it right now. All good. Do I want to transition into fucking relationships?
Whatever, dude.
Your wife and stuff? Nah, there was a question. Let me see if I can't remember it in like 20 seconds, I'm gonna move on.
What was it about?
I was gonna ask you something about, I remembered it.
There it is.
All right, so have you been making so there's this notion out there to be a high value man. I don't know if you've heard about this. Have you heard about that?
No.
What a high value man is?
No.
It's a keyword. And what's happening is like women are coming out and saying, we want a high value man. What's a high value man? Oh, he's gotta be 6 foot tall. He's gotta make six figures. He's gotta have all this stuff. I'll talk more about it, but a lot of women think that dudes make like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They think like the median's like 100, 200. We did the math. Dudes did the math and it was like the median income's like 40K.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
So have you been making a high value man for the sake of this conversation? It's 100K.
Yeah.
So that's a high achiever. Do you agree with that? Like a high value man makes 100K or lower than that? Where are you at on that?
I feel like my opinion is biased, but I think that's also because of the people who I'm surrounded with. When you're surrounded, and it sounds, sometimes people don't believe you, but like when you're talking to guys who are making that in a month, it makes you feel like not shit, but like it gives you perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I would say like I haven't made less than a couple hundred the last couple years. This year I will make less than a couple hundred, just because I told you it was kind of a shit year.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say like that makes you. I don't know if that makes you a high value man. And quoting Tristan Tate, he was talking about that. He's like, you could make 50K a year and be a high value man. It's more of like what you do with your money. And like, I forgot how he phrased it, but I was like, okay, that makes sense. It's like, because like there's like alpha men who just are blue collar workers. They don't go fuck, but they're like, they carry themselves well. I don't think high value relates to money. I actually don't believe that. I would say that I would say us being in business, we are on the higher tier of income, but I would say I don't think that relates to high value.
Okay.
Just like it doesn't to women, because high value women has nothing to do with how much money they make.
Okay. So, dude, we got a lot to talk about. I wish I had a note thing, but bottle of water.
Is it in a shot or something? Oh.
So, dude, you said money doesn't matter. You don't think money should matter for a guy to be high value?
I think so. I think it's.
So you can make like 30K and it's like still high value?
I think you still have value, but I think it's gonna be who he's surrounded. Like high value is really, I think, is more of a mindset. Like if you're making 30 grand a year, but you are trying to do more, you're trying to improve yourself. That's what I would consider high value versus a guy that makes 30K and works at McDonald's and doesn't care to improve.
Okay, so for you, from your experiences, how much money does it take for you to like have a house, take care of how many kids you got?
2.
2 kids, and like have a house, car, 2 kids, and you guys live comfortable. Could you do that making 50K, 40K a year?
Yes, not in Vegas. I think if I ever got to I think this is what gets skewed on the internet too, is like, you don't have to live in fucking LA. You don't have to live in fucking Vegas. If you make 50 grand a year, move to fucking Idaho or somewhere and take care of your family. That's why I still think if you really don't make that much money, but you can move your family somewhere where you can afford to take care of them. That's my thoughts. It's like, yeah, no, if I was making 30K a year, yeah, I can't take care of my family in Vegas for sure. But then it's like, okay, so then how do I solve that problem off 30 grand a year? I move my family somewhere I can do that.
Yeah, we need to kind of adjust that number for city.
Yeah.
Like if you're in LA, 40K, 50K, you're done. You need to probably make like 70, 80 to be the equivalent of 40.
But if you're in fucking...
So we're trying to say like, here in Vegas...
At least...
Can you get it done in 40K and be happy?
That would be hard, I would say.
It's hard.
It's hard, very hard.
I don't know how these cats are doing it.
My rent's
on
fucking 3 grand.
On 50K. You know?
Like, I mean, do the math, dude. It's like, my mortgage for my last house is 5 grand.
So let's go back and hit this point, because I think about this too. Because when I start thinking about this 100K, we really think it's not that much. Like, I was shocked when I went back, because I've been making it for so long.
Yeah.
I don't associate that anymore with anything amazing or hard to do.
No, I think and that's why I think our opinion is biased, because we've been there, done that type thing. But like, the fact that we consider, geez, I don't think 100K is a lot of money a year, but that's a lot of people's goal.
Yeah, it used to be 100K used to be like a dream for me.
Yeah,
I grew up poor without a lot of money.
Yeah.
50K, I'd have been cool at 50, 60K. That's what I was making when I was a bouncer.
Yeah.
I was making in a dork, I was making like 30, 40K in LA. Right?
And surviving.
And when I was a manager, a GM of a hotel, I was making 60K.
Yeah.
Right? And it was tough. When I think of 100 back then, before I got in real estate, I had, made 100 grand like one time when I was a loan officer. The market was nuts. And I never made 100 again.
Yeah.
And then I was making 30, 40, 50, 60. And then I got fired and then went to the real estate. Then it went crazy.
Yeah.
But because I took that chance. But when I went back and looked at the numbers, dude, and I saw the average man makes 40, it brought me back to like, what are most people?
Yeah.
That is hot to me. The guy who makes like 40, 50K is valuable.
Yeah.
Extremely valuable. But you got to give credit to the dudes who are like, I got to make 100, 200 million.
Yeah.
Like, those are like...
If you don't have those
ultra
visionaries...
high, successful type stuff.
Yeah.
To us, it's like... kind of the minimum's like quarter...
Yeah.
But the average person, they're probably like, these guys are crazy, man.
Yeah. I think it's like... People can say mindset, but I think it's really just like... If you... Once you hit a certain number, you don't want to go down, I guess. Yes. And that's where
it's who you're around, too.
Because, I mean, I could right now I could have called it quits this year and be like, fuck it, I'm going to go get a job. Especially in Vegas, dude. I could make 6 figures bartending.
Like a dealer or something.
I could make 6 figures bartending, especially like me. Knowing how I can talk to people, like, I'd be fine. But it's like, it's almost like a pride thing, which for sure, I think we all, if you're in this business or in any business and you are somebody, you have an ego. Like, I'm gonna have a fucking ego. I'm the fucking shit, all right? Yeah. But it's like, I think being able to tame that ego and like know that when it serves you and when it doesn't is huge. And I think a lot of people are not self-aware enough, which is sad. But at the same time, here's the fucked up part: is we need those people in society. Dude, you can't have everybody be fucking just G's.
No, there's no matter what, there's going to be rich and there's going to be poor and there's going to be a median.
Yeah,
I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
and just we'll talk about it a little bit later, but like, women are kind of starting to shit on that dude that makes average money and saying he ain't shit, and he is. They're the people who built this building, bro.
Yeah.
The roads, infrastructures. I look up to like construction dudes and like.
Yeah,
building the internet and stuff and infrastructure. They work hard, and they can do some hard stuff.
But that's why I think
they get shit on so hard, bro.
All these women, and I love that it went this direction because me and Lexi even talk about it. We're like, that's why fucking there's like single fucking 40-year-old women now because they're all waiting for this magical dude to appear, and then that's why our fucking birth rates are down. Like that's what I mean. It's crazy. It's funny because we think that everybody's having kids, but like there's less Americans being born today than 10 years ago or 20 years. Like if we continue at this birth rate, like I think Elon Musk was talking about it. It was like us as a human species are not having enough kids, and like motherfucker has like 12 kids, I think. But
yeah, I did my part.
Yeah, he's like he said that I did my part, and I'm like, damn, it's weird. But I think it's men don't want these women that think that they're fucking nobodies, and it's because I don't think the value of a man is in the money. I think it's like being respected and like knowing that he wants to improve and take care of his fucking family and all that shit.
Oh yeah. So I've kind of came to like think that hey, what is a high value man? Okay, his money's good. His relationship with his wife is good. His relationship with his kids is good.
Yeah.
He's helpful to his community. He has a brotherhood. All it's a culmination.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of money and be a turd.
Yeah. But
right?
you said his money's good doesn't mean he has a ton of money. It means that his finances are taken care of.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if he's living paycheck to paycheck. Gary Vee said it. He's like, if you're fucking happy as fuck taking your 2-week vacation a year, you're beating the guy that makes millions that's miserable.
Yep. 100%.
So it's like I've always and I struggle with that because I'm so ambitious sometimes where like my family I neglect sometimes. Like sometimes I'm here motherfucking 12 hours and I'm like working, I get home and the kids already asleep and I'm like, fuck.
That's tough.
And I'm like, and I'm so young where sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm young. He won't remember these years. I'm like, but I will.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. Like, am I doing something wrong? I think there's no such thing as when people say work-life balance. I think it's bullshit. I think there is seasons where you have to put your head down and you have to take the sacrifices. Because right now, bro, I'm building a new business. I have to fucking grind. Because if I don't, like that puts their livelihood at fucking risk.
That is the sacrifice, I think, of the man, and really, especially the high-value man, because he wants more for his families. I can't just work 40 and live like that. I need to do more because I want to be at a certain level. Are you the same way?
Yeah, I know for sure. Like I mean, sometimes I don't even know if I'm working in the right direction, but I'm fucking working.
You ain't gonna sit home and be like this playing Madden.
I will say though, when I get home, I'm really good at like shutting off. Like Lexi is like. I don't think Lexi sees me in work mode a lot. I mean, sometimes I work from home, but like if I'm home, I'm lazy mode right away. I don't know how. I'm very good at disconnecting. Like I get home and I'm lazy as fuck. I'll scroll, I'll fucking do whatever. But I'm here in the office and I'm like, I need to do shit, or I need to talk to somebody, or I need to like what's happening. But if I get home, I'm pretty good at disconnecting. So yeah.
Dope. So dude, I've met your wife.
Yeah.
I've never. Just like you, I've met you, but I really don't know you.
Yeah.
These podcasts are awesome because I get to like, oh shit, I didn't know that about the person. Kind of weird how society is right now.
You have internet friends is what I call them.
Right? Yeah. So like you and your wife, what's your relationship like? Are you guys, do you lead? Does she lead? Is it 50-50? What do you guys do?
So when we first we're from California. So when we first started dating, we were very, left. Like I remember in college, I was very, Bernie and all this stuff. And I joined the military and I got exposed to a lot of things. And then slowly I would say like I shifted my mentality and we had a talk and I was like, hey, look, like our family's not going to agree with what we think. And we're from California and this and that. And
California means like you have to be liberal. That's what you're saying pretty much. What that means? I'm from there too, so I know what you're talking about. But like, what about the people who aren't from there? What is that kind of? What's California like?
What do you mean?
Like when you say we're from California, I think you're saying something, but not saying something.
Like,
are you saying something?
I don't know. I think I'm saying something. Like we were very liberal. I would say like I was very like Democrat.
Yeah. Bro, I was too.
Yeah,
I got raised Democrat.
Yeah. So, but this is crazy because I haven't said this on camera, and if it gets clipped up, whatever. At this point, I've talked to Lexi about it. I was like, I need to be able to just start thinking my thoughts because that's how I'm going to get bigger on the internet. I was like, I gotta say these controversial things that our moms are not going to agree with.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so me and Lexi initially were very like equal, like 50-50. Like I'll help with the dishes, I'll do this and that. I was getting home from the military, helping with the kids, helping with Ryder at the time. Like I would, whatever. And then we got to Vegas and like I got really into like the hustle and fucking shit. And like we had like a talk and I was like, hey, look, like I think we kind of got to go like traditional for a bit. Like you got to take the kids and I got to fucking grind and you got to fucking take care of the kids and build your business as much as you can. But I'm not, count me out for the second one. Like
she has a business.
She has a business, but that was so this conversation happened as soon as she got pregnant with the second one.
Okay.
So we kind of shifted our roles. Where I was like, hey, look, like this second one, not planned, terrible timing. I love it, but like we didn't want it right now. Literally, so
Sound like me.
yeah. So I was like, what do we do? And I was like, we're in the middle of trying to survive and not survive, but like build a new business and like fucking hit this shit going.
Yeah.
So I was like, we need to switch these roles up, and it was hard initially, but now we've very much taken on traditional roles. Like we went from not being traditional to kind of shifting into those traditional roles, and sometimes we still have some like headbutts here and there, but like for the most part, it's working. I think we're still learning to adapt to it, but I think it serves our family better right now because she has her TC business, but her priority is the kids, and whatever she can do on top of that, she'll do to the TC business. So she'll prioritize the kids over the business for sure. I told her, I was like, hey, look, if the TC business dies, who gives a fuck?
Okay.
Take care of the fucking kids. Whatever. And then I was like, and I'm gonna go out and hunt, right? I'm gonna go out fucking, and so and sometimes I feel guilty because like guys in the office are talking about losing sleep and shit. Lexi's a G. Like I haven't lost an ounce of sleep since the kids were born. Like she's taking care of the kids. She's doing the mom shit. I'm doing the old school dad shit.
Cool.
And but again, this was also an agreement that we made.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll change. Maybe it'll change when the kids are older. But right now, we're like, dude, I can't afford to not put my all into this business, into these relationships I'm building. So you need to I need to take the sacrifice of seeing my kids less, and you need to take the sacrifice of just being the fucking mom.
Well, if she worked, who's raising your kids? Like if you worked and then she worked.
Yeah. Well, that's the hard part.
Who's going to raise the kids?
Lexi's kind of G'ing it up right now because she's still working, but we just said only work as much as you can.
So do you have a babysitter and stuff?
No. Well, kind of. Like my sisters work. Okay, I would say no. Let's just say no. Like we have sitters, but it's just my two sisters, and that's if we need them. But for the most part, Lexi's fucking G'ing it up on the laptop with the baby in the fucking feeding, Ryder's on the couch watching TV, which maybe is, not the greatest thing for him, but we're doing what we had to do right now, and at least she gets to fucking be with them. And if she's not busy, then she can fully, care for them. But that's what I said. That's one thing we said. I was like, if you start getting too busy and they start getting neglected, then fucking start taking less transactions. That's the cool thing about her business. She can throttle up and throttle down as much as she needs, which is cool.
It's interesting because I think you're Latino, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to assume.
Yeah.
In this podcast, we assume.
Yeah.
So typically, Latino households are run the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Why did you not? Were you taught the patriarchy with the dude leads in the women's stay home more and do the home care, or what happened? Why were you running the liberal play?
Because growing up in California, I think it was just I was brainwashed into the system, and that's it, dude. Like I think growing up, I saw my parents be very traditional. My dad went to work. My mom stayed home.
Oh, they were? You grew up traditional?
Yeah, my parents were very traditional. My mom started working once I was older. Like once she was no longer taking care of us day to day, she started working because she was bored. But like growing up, it was mom taking care of us. Dad go to work, he gets back, whatever. And then I got into like school, and then all these fucking equal rights shit started happening, and like these fucking feminists and
I got indoctrinated.
For sure. Like I would say I was very like, and it's funny because I lost a lot of even just regular friends because of this. Like,
what?
I went to like a wedding, and I was talking about like we were talking about politics, and then they were like very left, and I was like, well, this is what I believe, and people literally were like, oh.
They'll like get vulgar with you.
Yeah, and I was like okay, well, I literally was like trying to like change the subject after that, and I was like, let's just disagree, and like move on. Like I was trying to be an adult. They're like, oh, so you really fucking believe this and that? And I was like, well, yes and no. Like you're kind of saying things wrong, but they start attacking you, and I was like, oh my god, like this is exactly why I don't want to be on that side anymore. And it's funny because me saying this out loud is like it might get some shot backs, dude. We were at a pickleball tournament like a month ago in October, and I was wearing a Trump shirt, it was like his mugshot.
Yeah,
that was his mugshot, and it said "Wanted 2024." Yeah. It was so funny. But Lexi posted that on her Instagram, and she asked me, she's like, "Should I post this?"
He's like, do it.
No, I this is what I said. I was like, "It's your Instagram. I don't care." I was like, if you don't care, then I don't care. Like I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I think once I stopped caring what other people think, it's like it was kind of liberating, and I'm still working on it because I'm still hesitant to post some stuff because I was like, after she posted it and I said, oh, I don't care, I was like, well, did your parents say anything? You know?
Oh, you got to do it with the mom and dad.
Yeah, dude. And
those are the only people you really must care about.
And here's the thing: is like I love her like her dad and her stepmom. Like they're super dope people, but I think we don't talk about politics because I think they know that we don't agree on certain things.
Yeah. Did that change when you started doing business? Because that's when it changed for me. Is when I started like running a business and hiring people and dealing with it and doing real estate and seeing all these things that were like, what?
Yeah.
That's what kicked it off for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Was that.
I think, and it's so funny. Like I've heard this joke happen all the time. This is a funny joke I've heard. Is like, when I'm not gonna phrase it right, but just to get it across, when does an immigrant become Republican?
He has to pay taxes?
When he becomes successful. And it's true. I mean, I didn't say the joke part I got rid of. I don't know I don't remember the joke, but there was a joke to it. And I was like, okay, that's true. It's like once you start doing well for yourself on your own and you're not working a job, you very much start leaning the other way because it's like, well, why are they taking my money? Why am I doing this? And I can see it. And I'm like, okay. So now that's why it's like, I have some friend. I posted a story and it was like Florida McDonald's workers were getting paid $50 or McDonald's was paying people $50 to come just interview. Because they just couldn't get people to come interview. And I was like this, and then I just like reposted the story and I said, this is what happens when the government gives out handouts and shit. And dude, I got so much like kickback from old friends and they're like, this actually isn't true. People just want to make a livable wage. And I was like,
dude, I can sense you're like, don't want to say stuff.
No.
Even right now, you're kind of like,
I mean, what do I want to say? Like
you don't want to post stuff. You don't want to talk about Trump. You don't want to talk I can sense some hesitation.
Oh yeah.
When you're talking about it,
because I told you I'm still dealing with it.
The lashback.
If you ask the question directly, I feel like I'm easier at answering it. It's hard to like let it out naturally because I still don't do that.
Say I love Donald Trump.
I love Donald Trump.
But you're like, I love Donald Trump. Like, I love Donald Trump.
Man, but I mean, I remember when Biden got elected, and like, fucking. Here's the crazy part, and Lexi's gonna hate that I fucking said this because at the time we were still very that other way, and Lexi like was like I didn't celebrate, but Lexi was like, yeah, that's cool, and I was like, and now looking back, I'm like, damn, that was really us, and I feel like it's kind of weird because it's like. People will say it's odd, but like I think it definitely was just growing up, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is naive, but I feel like as I've become a more educated adult, a more well-rounded adult, I've kind of started leaning the other way, and I don't know if that's a coincidence, but all I know is that all these fucking people that are left, they all fucking have blue or pink hair. Which is, so something's not right. But I was like, yeah.
Something weird just happened because I was thinking about. I wonder if they're gonna censor me because we're talking about this on on YouTube. I ain't worried about it.
I give zero fucks. Yeah.
What do you think about the 6 when we give them to you that women have for men?
Okay.
Right. He's got to have six figure salary, at least 6 feet tall, needs to have at least 600 horsepower in his car. Needs to have a 6-pack abdomen, and at least 6 months in his last relationship, and at least 6 inches D.
I probably got like 2 of those.
The D part, right?
I'm not the $100,000. What was the other one?
6-pack, 6 foot, 600 power horsepower, 600 horsepower. I can't even say it.
600 horsepower.
Horsepower. I don't have one. I can't even say it.
Dude, I got one of those things. I just got the $100,000. Everything else, I got none of it. I'm like 4 inches hard. But dude, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I agree with that. I'm fucking 5'10". I have a fucking Tesla Model 3 base edition. I have no 6-pack. That's 4. What am I missing? 6 figures. I got that one. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't agree. That's dumb. Who said that?
This is funny thing, but I wish like on when I get further in the podcast, I'll bring up a clip and you'll see like very average and below average women. And I ask them, what are your requirements?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, he's got to be 6 foot
Dude,
tall.
there's a calculator online that tells you how delusional you are.
Yeah.
And you type in like what you want your man to have, and it gives you like the percentage, and it's like 0.00001% of men are that.
Just 6 foot tall is like 1% or less.
Yeah.
And then at 100, like, bro, that's like nobody.
It's dumb. It's like, dude, nobody. It's insane. And I'm like, these women. Do you ever think it goes backwards? Like men are too picky with women? I don't think so.
No, man.
I feel like we're not. I feel like it's not about how hot you are. It's not about all this shit. It's like low-key just somebody, it sounds so cliche, but like somebody who's going to believe in you, who's going to have your back. It doesn't even have to do the whole, it could be not even a traditional relationship. It's just like somebody who's literally just going to be ride or die. Like that's it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
For me, if you look at me, like being a wife and being feminine and want to take care of kids.
Yeah.
You could be an average. I'll take an average girl.
Yeah.
Girl next door look, right?
Yeah.
If she's feminine and because I did a lot of masculine women in my past. If she's feminine, wants to be a wife, bro.
Yeah.
Because today all the modern women are like, they're teaching.
Yeah.
You don't need a man.
Yeah.
You don't have your own money, have your own car, have your own stuff.
Dude, the nuclear family is like being destroyed. It's scary.
It's gone.
But I also think that's good. Not good for society. Good for my kids. Because I'm like, dude, my kids are going to be fucking savages. And they're going to just fucking run over all these fucking pussies that are getting raised by these like fucking single mothers.
Single moms.
Like, sorry, it's just fucking true though. It's like, they're like statistically, even like single moms, they raise more kids that will get into trouble, that statistically go to jail, whatever.
The worst
even single dads though do great. Single dads raise great kids.
Yep.
And I don't know what the statistic is, and I don't know where I've seen it, but it's true. I mean, I've read about it at one point after I got intrigued about it, but I was like, that's fucking crazy because I'm like, dude, even if all this shit goes haywire, I know that my kids are good, so they're just gonna fucking trample all these fucking kids.
I'm gonna teach them to be savage.
They're just gonna be savages, dude. Like they are. Like they don't have a choice. Like as soon as a motherfucker's 4, he's paying rent. As soon as the fucking he can start like communicating, he's gonna start having to steal his food, like Spartans. Not feeding him anymore. You can only eat from the kitchen if I don't see you eating. Like I'm gonna raise a fucking savage. I'm so excited to like get to that age where I can start like molding them. Right now, it's definitely like Lexi's in mom mode, like making sure they stay alive. But like I'm not able to like mold them yet. I'm so excited for that point where they're like 10-ish, like 9 to like 8 to 10-ish.
Yeah.
You gotta force them to wake up. Yo, let's go. We're leaving right now. Like,
so you got boys, man. I got girls, so it's a completely different.
So different.
For me.
That's a good talking point. Like I don't think I was meant to be a girl dad. I told Lexi I like,
don't either.
That's funny.
I know why God did it to me. I was a bad boy.
Yeah, dude. I was a fucking shitty dude too. Like I was bad. And I remember having when Lexi first got pregnant, I literally had that thought. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get a girl because everything I've done. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get a girl. And obviously if I had her, it would have been fine. But it's just like in the moment, I was like, I want a fucking boy. And
we all want boys.
Yeah. And I had a boy and I was like, fuck yeah, like let's fucking go. I was fucking stoked. Lexi's pregnant again. I was like, fuck, it's gonna be a girl. And again, it sounds bad to say that on camera. People will be like, "Oh, you shouldn't say that." Fuck you. I wanted a fucking another boy. I always wanted a brother growing up, so I wanted him to have a fucking brother. And the moment I found out I was a boy, you don't understand like the level of relief. And it's weird to say that because I'm like, yes, I would have loved her, whatever, if she was actually born. But as soon as I found out it was another boy, I was almost relieved. I was like, "Oof, thank God."
Yeah, because you, a guy, man. Let me put it this way. I'm glad I wish I had a boy and a girl, but I'm glad I got a girl because it taught me so much, man. Now, like for the rest of my life, I got something to worry about because you just know because they're out in the world with dudes, and and they can't defend themselves like a guy can.
They're gonna have to watch out for my boys.
I'm a teacher MMA.
Yeah, but it's just a trip. Like I really think that. Because I would say like my dad was like, cool, like he was around, but like he didn't. And I always feel guilty saying this, but like he didn't father me. Like he was around, he raised me.
What do you mean?
He didn't teach me to be a man. Like he didn't have my back. Like I really credit to this, and it's funny because like we were never like that close, but like my water polo coach, I think in high school was like my main father figure. Like he was the guy telling me, yo, you're a fucking animal. Like, you're a fucking, like, not a lot of guys like you exist. Like, I see the work ethic. Like, you're gonna fucking crush motherfuckers. My dad never told me that shit. I remember the first time I got in a fight at school and it was self-defense. I got in trouble. And I was like, dude, if my kid ever, and I remember from that day, I thought that. I was like, if my kid ever gets in a fight at school and I know it was like self-defense, even if it wasn't, I'm gonna have my kid's fucking back. I'm not gonna go fucking ground him or not let him do something because he was defending himself. The fuck? And to this day, like it's like a core memory that my dad didn't have my back for that fucking day. And it was like I got in a fight, I kicked the fucking dude's ass, but he hit me first, whatever. I beat the fucking dude to the ground, like whatever, got suspended. The fucking principal, they all said it, like it was on record. It was self-defense, but he took it to the extreme, and I beat the fucking shit out of this kid.
He should have been kind of proud of you, huh?
Yeah, right.
I'm like, hey, dude, next time don't kill him. Like, and when you go out in the world and you get in a fight, you might have to take it there.
Thank you.
So I'm glad that you can do that. But
and he was upset, and I like didn't, and it almost like I hate talking about it because I'm like, it's my dad and I love him, but like he didn't have my back, and literally from that day forward, like I never expected him to have my back.
You lost kind of like faith in your dad. Did he teach you? You said he didn't teach you anything.
Dude,
about
I
being
never
a man?
had the sex talk. I never had like the like I don't know how to say it. Like we didn't really play ball or anything. He just existed. And again, I think he meant well because I think he was providing. He went to work. He did this shit. Yeah. But he never like fathered me. He like dadded me, I guess. Yeah. And I don't think he still to this day realizes that. Like, cause he thinks we're good. He thinks we're like on good terms. Like, I'll still text him, hey, what's up? How are you doing? But like, as far as having a real relationship with them, like I don't have that. So like with my kids, I'm like, dude, fuck that. Like my dad went to one game my whole high school career, like, and college career, because it was the last game and I pretty much begged them to come.
What was it? What sport?
Water polo.
Oh yeah.
I played college water polo. And he came to my last game, and I was like, "Cool, this is cool." And I it's funny because I thought about it, and I was like, and my mom was there too, and like I was like, "Wow, this is how all these kids feel all the time. Like their parents like are watching them." And it was a trip, dude. And like to this day, like I use that though to like when I will father my kids, because I'm like, I will have I don't give a fuck if they're in the wrong. Like I'm gonna have their back. I give zero fucks if they started the fight. I'm having their back.
Did he at least teach you stuff about like, hey man, a man's supposed to pay for this, or did he teach you anything about women? Is there anything like he did?
No.
Or was he was more like a piece of furniture?
Bro.
House?
Dude, at one point,
Nothing?
I'll tell you a story that like, again, I feel like it's like these little things that he probably has never thought about this, but it's like a core memory. We were at a family party, and there was like a sex joke that got made, and I didn't understand it. So I like pretend laughed. I was like, ha, and I didn't get it, the joke. He called me out in front of all my uncles, all my cousins. He's like, what's the joke? I don't get, like, well, why is it funny?
Trying to make you look bad?
Yeah.
On purpose?
Yeah. I don't get it.
Are you sure that's like, you're like, no, that's what he was trying to do?
I know.
Like, was he trying to teach you a lesson like,
I don't know.
Don't laugh at naughty jokes? Or was he like, oh, let me try to really embarrass you and hurt you?
No, it was definitely not a lesson in don't laugh at naughty jokes. It was like, you don't even know what you're laughing at.
Like you're an idiot. Like, get out of here.
Kind of. I would say it was more like putting me on the spot for no reason. I don't know. And it just didn't feel like he had my back. He was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. When you do that to a kid, like, right forever they remember, you remember that stuff.
Yeah. And I remember I was young, dude. I was like 13, maybe 12. But yeah, it was like, I feel like people don't, like, I don't even I'm realizing this as an adult. It's like, your kids, like right around, like I would say like 8 to like mid teenage years, those are like the core memories that will create the human that they will be. You can change it, but I think a lot of that, why I'm so like cold sometimes. So I'm very like very slow to let people in is for that reason. I'm like, I don't fucking trust motherfuckers. I'm like, my own dad didn't have my back.
Yeah.
Why the fuck should you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope, man. I got 5 minutes? 2 minutes? 3 minutes? We still good?
Yeah, ready.
I don't know if I want to post that dad clip. That got deep for a minute.
That's my first one. I'm gonna put fake tears.
Yeah.
No, this is good, man.
Yeah.
This is why I do this, because dudes don't have dads, man. I grew up without a dad.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with a dad at all, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I grew up with zero. So, bro, I grew up in a matriarchy where there was no, like, I have a bunch of aunts.
Yeah.
I think like 8 or 9 aunts. And none of them had men.
Yeah.
They were all in control.
Wow.
No dads. Like, I had a stepdad for a minute and then got to get out. So I grew up literally, like, not even being able to watch the interactions between a masculine man and my mom and my parents and stuff. So a lot of stuff dudes go through. So let me ask you this, man. I think I kind of know the answer to this, but do you have a wolf pack? Do you believe that guys should have a wolf pack built, like, guys, brotherhood? I can go to you with problems. Do you believe we should? And do you have one?
That's a interesting one because I always feel like I've wanted a wolf pack and I've never fit into one. Like in high school, I'm gonna go through high school, college, military to now, right? High school, I had a girlfriend and I kind of like didn't really have a friend group because I when I started high school, I went to a different high school that my middle school didn't go to. So it was kind of like when I moved to Vegas. I moved somewhere that I knew nobody. I went to a high school where I didn't know any person anywhere. No, normally people go from middle school to high school with friends.
Yeah.
I started high school not knowing anybody.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, I gotta make friends.
Yep.
I kind of infiltrated this friend group, which we're still kind of cool. Like I talk to them every once in a while, but I've always been the odd one out. Like they're all closer and I'm kind of the one on the side, right?
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, well this ain't it. So I got to college. Again, this is where I not fucked up. I had a girlfriend again. I got a new girlfriend. Was distracted by the girlfriend. Never made like a wolf pack friend group. And then I joined a fraternity, and that was cool. But I still to this day feel like I was the odd one out of the fraternity because I was like, I don't know. I didn't really fit the normal. I feel like I only got into that fraternity because I was rushing with a friend of mine, and we were like a combo pack, and I was the plus one, right? Yeah, not even kidding. Like X, if you ever see this, like I probably only got into fucking Pike because of X, like because we rushed together, and like I brought him. But yeah,
that was a good. That could have been a good brotherhood, but you still didn't connect in there.
Yeah. Then military didn't connect with any of them because I hated being there, and a lot of them were cool with fucking they were all yes men. You know?
Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, why do you guys like this shit?
And then I get to Vegas again. Don't have any like male pack friends here, and I was just like, well, fuck, it's just me and my wife, and fuck this. Well, I'll take over the world by myself. And recently, I've made a few like a little friend group. But again, I'm still the odd one out, and I sense it, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but like it's not. They're like I'm definitely the odd one out. Like this, like they'll probably see this because this is a recent friend group, but like, and yeah, it does hurt my feelings. I'll just fucking say it, but like they'll go out to dinner and I'm not invited because I'm just like a friend, but like still on the outside. And they've been boys for years, and I'm still getting to Vegas trying to penetrate a good friend group. And luckily, I think Josh has been super open, and like a couple of the guys here, like Leland's been dope. Like a bunch of dudes that I've like met recently have all been like dope friends. But I've always sensed that I'm like kind of the odd one out of the groups that I'm in. And the most recent group is like these guys that I play pickleball with, and it's like, and I even saying that out loud feels not true because I don't even think I'm really part of that gang yet. Like I'm more just showing up and playing the sport, and then they go have lives outside of that I'm not involved in yet. I would like to. I think they're all cool and successful, and they're all like dope guys. But they've all had this pack for a long time, and I'm just like this guy that showed up.
Okay, so do you think any of that's like maybe you're thinking into like if you were to ask them, would they be like, bro, he's one of us?
I don't think so.
You really feel like they're like, he's cool. He's not one of us, but I like him.
Yeah, I 100% think that would be the fact. That would be the case. Because, again, and this is, we'll edit this out because I don't want it to be put out there. This part exactly. Like, I know there's a second, because I was told there's literally another group chat with just not me.
So you're talking about?
There's a group chat that has me and the same exact group chat without me.
Oh, shit. You kind of like, why you got that one without me?
Exactly. So it's like I'm there, but I'm not in a way. And it's like, whatever. Like, yeah, it gets to me a little bit, but I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm so dope. Like, that's one thing I do believe. Like, I think I'm confident enough to say, honestly, if you don't want me there, that's your fucking loss, brother. Yeah. Like, I think I'm dope as fuck.
So you know what that means? You gotta start your own wolf pack because there's a tribe. Everyone has a tribe.
Yeah.
And
well, I think that's kind of happening organically now. Like, and I don't even know if I was actually talking to Josh about this. He was like, dude, like every guy I've brought on to build this thing with me, they'll always leave. Like he brought on like a bunch of guys to operate his house flipping business, whatever, and they always end up leaving or whatever. And he's like you seem dope. I hope this relationship goes well. And I don't know, I really like Josh. Like Josh and me, like we end up talking just about not business sometimes, and it's cool. And I really like him. And we'll see where that goes. But I don't know. Like right now, I think it'd be cool to have a pack, but if I have like just one bro, I think I'm cool with that.
What do you think a wolf pack would do if you had one? Like what do you think it would? What would the influence be like?
That's one thing that I did like in college. In college, it wasn't like a wolf pack because we weren't really close, but I lived with like a bunch of dudes, and I think it's just like it brings out the best in you as far as competition. Because like you'll be watching TV or whatever, and like, oh, who can do the most push-ups right now, or random shit. I think it brings out like the animosity and like the competitive nature that men have that they need to like unleash.
Yeah.
I think that's what my biggest thing would be if I had like a real wolf pack, which whatever. That's what I think would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And this is something that like I really didn't take really serious until like maybe like the last couple of years, because I was like kind of like you. Isolation. And a lot of dudes will do that. I'll just focus on me, but you're so exposed, man.
Yeah.
How it used to be, how it's supposed to be is like guys got together and did stuff together.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a bar, but it could be like, hey, we go drinking. Hey, then we're gonna go work out.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
We're gonna do martial arts. And you had to do that. Nowadays it's like, you got a group of friends, and as soon as one of them gets a girl, you never see the dude again.
Yeah.
And it happened to me. And it happens a lot. And I think that we really need to kind of like find tribes and spend time with them.
Yeah.
Because we don't. We just work, home.
Do you think
Where's
there's
your
like
bros?
That's what, again, this is like kind of cliche, but like sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm forcing my way into a friend group and I'm okay with it. Like this pickleball thing, like, dude, like I fucking showed up without knowing anybody. Kind of like I showed up to Vegas without knowing anybody.
Yeah.
Like Nick Barbarino, you know him? He's Josh's like CFO. This kid here. He's like my age. He posted a story on Instagram and it was like them playing pickleball, and I literally reached out and I was like, hey, like, you guys got room for one more? So I showed up here not knowing anybody.
Nice.
And then I just fucking started showing face, started going every day, and then next thing you know, I've kind of been accepted, and then that's how me and Josh became friends. Really, like we knew of each other, but I think pickleball kind of like strengthened that relationship where we like knew each other and we saw how we interacted together, worked together. And honestly, I think that's the only reason Galindo Media was born, because if he didn't know who I was as a person, he would have not agreed to this new business venture. But because he knew who I was, but the fact that we played together on a team shows you how we communicate. Like it showed him that, yo, this guy shows up 7 days a week to play pickleball, probably like work ethic, whatever. Like I think it showed who I was as a person, and that's why Galindo Media was born. But my point was like, I like found, essentially it's like you using the Wolfpack thing. Like I saw this pack that looked cool and I was like, how do I join that one?
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I'm still maybe working on it, and I don't know if I'll ever get in, but right now I don't got any other pack.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad, like, to think about it that way, because they're like, I'm not fully like accepted into that, like into that pack. But it's like, well, it's better than like having no pack.
I think a guy like you could fit in so many different situations. You'd be cool with dudes who make money, cool dudes who don't, W-2, whatever, in any environment. But you got military, you got e-com, you got real estate.
Maybe, I don't know. It's been something to definitely navigate, because I think male, not depression, what's the word? Like mental health is like a huge thing. And I think a lot of guys, including myself, like I went through like a little down this year. Like I was like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? Like this business ain't working. Like I got these kids.
Yeah.
And I had like, the warehouse was a fucking lonely space. It was me and my sister, and I'm trying to run this business, and it's just me and my sister in an office working 8 hours a day.
That right there, what you just said, you're going through trauma.
Yeah.
There needs to be boys there. Like you can't talk to your wife. I strongly advise people not to dump into their girls, but they do it.
Yeah.
And I think they lose some respect. You need to talk to your boys. You need to, dude, business isn't going good. And then you're sitting around with like your 5 dudes who got you and be like, tell me about it. And they help you figure it out versus what we do is like go off into the corner and hide and stuff. You need that wolf. We need that wolf pack, baby.
Yeah.
We need to meet. Luis is on the regular.
Yeah.
What are we doing poker night? Or we're going to go do dinners.
Dude,
or this.
Here's the thing.
And make it, and women don't,
This is funny because like I feel like this is a topic I actually like talking about because I'm like, dude, I don't know if sometimes it's me doing something wrong and why I don't think, I think, okay, this is going to sound weird. I just don't think I'm good at making friends. Like, to be honest, like I feel like I'm very not selective. I don't know, but like with this pack that I was currently trying to penetrate, I like reached out. Like once I was like 2 or 3 months into the game, like the game of being around, I like hit up a couple guys. Yo, you guys want to go grab a beer? This and that. Just nothing. I'm like, all right, like, and then I just like, all right, I'm out. I'm just gonna play pickleball, use it to get in shape, whatever. But it's just like, all right, am I doing something wrong, or is it like, what is it? Or because I do come off strong sometimes. When
I was gonna say that
when I'm playing sports, like I get very competitive, and like one guy, we kind of got into like a heated argument in the middle of the fucking game, and it's like, I don't know, yeah.
So I was gonna say that, dude. Like, have you ever read the book 48 Laws of Power?
No, but I just saw you talking about it on a clip from Justin. You were talking about Justin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I was the same. Very similar. What you're talking about, I understand everything you're talking about. I always felt like the odd man out. Every once in a while, I would get a click, but I always still felt like a little different.
Yeah.
But I did have some strong ones. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But when I got into the business realm, me not unknowing, even knowing about and understanding the laws of power really messed up some relationships, and I caught it once I read it.
Yeah.
It's very, very like kind of what you said, one of them, like if you're around, befriending high level people, the first rule is don't outshine the master. So you're out more higher than him and talking about yourself, he's not gonna like you. There's a lot of different things within that you gotta like, and you gotta be super trustworthy. Another thing I see people do all the time is like, I got a friend, you might know him, who screwed up and kind of said some inappropriate things to my wife. So you want to be the kind of guy but to me, that I can be able to trust you with my daughter. I got an example. I got an emergency going on. I can't make it to pick up my 12-year-old daughter from school. I got to call my boy. Hey, dude, I'm going to call the school, show them your ID. I need you to pick my daughter up, bring her to our house or your house, get her some food. And you got to be the kind of guy where they can trust you to be like, I got you. I'll do that. I'll pick your daughter up. And I know without a reasonable doubt, nothing's going to happen. He's going to watch her for a few hours or even overnight. Got to be that kind of guy. And you only mess with guys that are like that. So it's vice versa.
Yeah.
Or my drunk wife. Because I got friends out there in the group that would like, oh, they broke up. 2 people were dating and they broke up. He's trying to fuck his girl.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to go.
Yeah.
He can't be in the wolf pack.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be like that to me.
Yeah, dude, I've never had that. And I've always wanted it. But I haven't yet to have like a group where I'm just like, I feel 100% trust in them. Never had it. I've always wanted it and I haven't had it yet.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to the Rare Breed Podcast. We're going to have more episodes coming. Thanks for watching.